It's the year 2224, and for 6 years, humanity has been rebuilding in peace after the war against the rogue AI Omega and its machines. Then, a series of long-range mass bombardments begin striking colonies and space stations, and the source is traced back to now desolate Earth. Its old, failed deadly defense systems, left on standby, have seemingly malfunctioned. But nanobot residue in the wreckage hints at a cause more sinister than a simple glitch. That's where you come in. As the commanding ranger aboard the scout ship UMS Flail, you and your team, pilot and data specialist Trina and demolitions expert Cody, are sent down to shut it all off. But it isn't long before you find yourself very much alone. Steel Ranger 2 is the long-awaited sequel to Lassie Ordinay's 2018 original, and like its predecessor, it wears its Turricane and Metroid influences proudly on its sleeve. This is a sprawling, exploration-driven action-adventure that frankly has no business running on a bread bin. Over 800 screens of ruined Earth to pick through with smooth, full frame-rate multi-directional scrolling that generally pushes the Commodore 64. And it's a real pleasure to control. If you played the 2018 original, the first thing you'll notice is how lighter and more responsive the Ranger feels this time around. Movement is nimbler and far less stiff, which turns simply getting from A to B across all those screens into a joy rather than a chore. The multi-directional shooting is excellent too, letting you aim your fire in many directions as you move, so enemies swarming in from above, below or behind can be dealt with cleanly without ever having to stop and reposition. At the heart of it all is your second generation Ranger suit, and this is where the game gets clever. The suit runs on a self-recharging battery, your rifle, your smart bombs and your special movement abilities all draw from it, so when it runs dry you're left firing at a crawl until it tops back up. Managing that energy is the difference between survival and a rather final suit of self-destruction. Your arsenal grows as you explore, and there's a real variety to it. Your mainstay is the Ranger's rifle, which begins in straightforward or full auto mode, but steadily gains a whole selection of additional firing modes as you progress. Switchable on the fly, each one better suited to particular enemies and situations, so half the fun is working out the right tool for the job. For anything that gets too close, there's the Heat Blade, a melee weapon that's brilliant in a pinch, and a well-timed slash will even swat incoming projectiles clean out of the air. Then comes the heavy hitters, smart bombs, devastating area clearing blasts that work best unleashed up close where they do the most damage, and mines for laying down traps. Collecting parts is central to all this, and they quickly become one of the things you'll be hunting for most. Most of the weapons fire freely, but a couple of the more powerful ones you uncover later in the game run on parts. And so do the upgrade stations dotted around the map, where you can boost your suit's capacity, recharge rate and weapon damage. That makes every part you grab worth thinking about. Do you feed those heavy hitters now, or bank what you collect for an upgrade that pays off later? Keeping yourself well stocked is one of the real keys to surviving the deeper reaches of the mission. Those upgrades also unlock new ways of getting around, and the standout is the rather brilliant wheel mode. Once you've found it, you can curl up and roll, taking no armor damage as you do, though every hit drains your battery faster instead. It's far more than a combat trick though. That lower, faster form lets you slip into gaps and reaches places you simply can't on foot, so whole sections of the map only open up once the wheel mode is yours. There's plenty beyond the blasting too. Explosive weapons can blow up open hidden passages, there are secret areas to uncover, challenging boss battles, 3 difficult levels, multiple save slots, and a cracking 45-minute soundtrack with separate exploration, story event, and boss themes. And in a great touch, the choices you make actually shape how the story ends. So how do I feel about it? Honestly, this is everything I want from a modern C64 release. It takes a beloved formula, refines every edge, and delivers it with polish and ambition that reminds you exactly why this machine has such a devoted following over 40 years on. The atmosphere is superb, the suit energy system gives the run and gun action a real tactical edge, and there's enough here to keep you exploring for hours. In fact, I'll put my cards on the table. This is easily one of my top 5 C64 games of the modern era. Lassie Alderney has once again produced something special, and Protovision picking it as their 2026 gold cartridge release feels entirely deserved. If you've even had a passing love for Terrakin or Metroid, Steel Ranger 2 belongs in your collection. Until next time, bye for now.